Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the class. So, get ready. Are you all ready? Take out your rough notebook, and you should be ready with all those things before getting into the class. Are you all ready? Shall we start the class? Shall we begin our class? Okay. We were discussing the third chapter. What is the name of the chapter? Yes, mineral and power resource. Mineral and power resource. It's the name of a chapter. As I told, you should not forget the name or heading of any chapter. So, because if you remember the heading or name of a chapter, you can get other concept what we discuss or what we are discussing in the chapter, isn't it? So, about the mineral we are discussing, we have two concepts to discuss in this chapter. One is about minerals, another one power resource. So, the minerals, what do you mean by minerals? What is that mineral refers to? Yes, these are substances, things which is naturally occurred, which is naturally originated, and it has means it's everything. Every minerals will have the chemical components and the physical properties in that. So where we can find these minerals? Yes, in the rocks. Every rock will have some at least particular minerals in that. Every rock will have minerals. And then in the last class we discussed about the types of minerals and about the distribution of minerals in the world and distribution of minerals in the India. Then we will know now how in the what process are involved in getting the minerals. How we can get the minerals. What are those processes? What are those activities which make us to get the minerals? Yes, we have three activities by in which we get minerals. So for that, what do we call for that when we take out the things which is there in under the earth or under beneath the earth crust? There is something. We are getting that. What do we call for that with a word? Yes. What is that? On the earth surface, in the beneath of earth, we have something like a mineral. We are taking out that with some process. What do you call with the name or some term? Yes, extraction. Now we discuss extraction of minerals. Extraction of minerals means getting out the minerals, taking out a mineral from beneath of earth crust. It's extraction, getting more uses or taking out. So there are three processes in which that involves in taking out the minerals. There are three processes which involves in taking out minerals. The three processes are mining, drilling, and quarrying. These are the three important processes which involves in taking out the minerals. So these are the three different processes in which we get minerals. So this all the three process intention is to take out the minerals which is there inside the earth crust. But the type of minerals which this process is involved in taking out, it's different. Like mining, in the mining activity, we get some valuable minerals. So that involves with that bores deep into this interior of the crust. So drilling it drills some more depth than this mining activity. So here, through the process of drilling, we get a very valuable resource. mineral resource like a petroleum, diesel, and the natural gases. We'll discuss. Then quarrying this activity which happens over the earth's surface. So there quarrying is just digging out the mineral, means digging the earth's surface to take out the rock. In that rock we will be having some minerals. For rock also we will be doing this all the quarrying activity. So these are the three important. So we'll discuss one by one. So write on these 2 points. Is that visible there? Or okay. So about mining we will discuss. Mining is a process which involves in taking out the minerals, which is minerals from the rock, that rock which is buried under the ground or buried under the crust. So inside the crust, this crust wall, it is made of a rock. So there in the beneath of a crust, in the bottom of a crust, we have a rock. So that every rock which has particular minerals in that, valuable minerals. So this process, the mining activity, it involves in taking out the minerals which is there in the bottom of a crust. It involves in taking out of minerals from rocks which is buried under the earth crust or earth surface. Under the earth surface we have many minerals, many rock, different types of rock particles. Means a rock, different types and different, we have 3 types of rock, igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic. Mainly inside the earth we have 2 important. One is igneous and metamorphic. So there, igneous and metamorphic, these 2 types of rocks, it has more minerals. So this activity, mining activity that involves in extracting and all those things. So in this mining we have 2 types. It has 2 types in it. There are open cast mining. One is open cast mining. So what is this open cast mining? That means it is taking out of minerals which is buried in a shallow area. Then another one we have shaft mining. Shaft mining. So here open cast mining, shaft mining. Open cast mining and soft mining. Here deep bore or deep well bore to get minerals in a depth of earth surface. So here we have 2 types in this mining activity. One is open cast mining. There the shallow area, like a deep halla in Kannada is a shallow area. In that shallow area, you will be having some rocks. So it's a type or it's an activity which removes the surface of the shallow area and that extract the mineral from there. It's open cast mining. Shaft mining, like boring the deep well. It's a well structured. There in the open cast, suppose the vast area is dug out, but here in the shaft mining, the deep well will be bored to get the minerals which is buried under the earth crust. So these are about the two types in this mining. Right now. Is that all? The next process which involves in extracting the minerals is drilling. Drilling is another important process and activity which involves in extracting minerals which is buried under the ground or the earth surface. So here in this process, the same as we discussed in the last mining and the drilling, the intention of these two things is the same, to extract minerals, but here the features are somewhat different and the minerals which they extract, it's also different, varies. The quality of minerals which they extract. Here in the drilling, it's a process or activity which involves or which makes a deep well. It's bores a well type structure and it's more than depth than the shaft mining. In the shaft mining, it will be same, but here in the drilling there will be boring more. Depth, it goes more depth. The deep well bored to get minerals which is buried in great depth. So here these minerals, it is buried in the great depth. To extract the minerals which is buried in the great depth, the deep well is bored. It's a drilling. So the main important minerals which is extracted through the process of drillings are like petroleum, natural gas, petroleum, or extracted through this process. Then quarrying. Quarrying, so it's somewhat different than comparing with the drilling and mining. So the quarrying that involves in the work, in the activity, which just dig the land earth surface, that dig the land earth surface to get a rock from them. So whatever the minerals they extract, it's not much value, and as it's having in the drilling process and the mining, there they extract the important valuable minerals through this process, drilling and mining, but not here in the quarrying. So mainly the main intention of this process is to get the rocks, important rocks for making the tiles and all slabs, rock slabs. And there also the involves in extracting minerals, but not much compared to this all these things. Like the surface of earth, dig out to get important minerals and rock is called as quarrying. So these are the three process or three types of methods which involves in extraction of minerals. So is that what? Is it over? Okay. Then next we'll discuss the uses of minerals. Uses of minerals. So what are the uses we are getting from the minerals? What are those? Yes, the jewelries, you know. Then the gems, important gems, jewelries are made with the help of minerals. Then the automobile, like vehicles, are prepared by using this all the aluminum and the silicons, you know, and iron ore. Then yes, wires. The metallic minerals are good conductor of heat and electricity. So by using a copper and the silver, so we make use of copper and silver in the electrical field, means electrical industry, and the building industry. We make use of these metallic minerals in the building industries, automobile industry, electrical industries. So there are many uses. It's all the important uses what we are getting from the minerals, and also we are using the minerals indirectly, like the food we eat, we have minerals there. Then the water we drink, we have minerals there in the water. So for the body and for also for this our basic needs, there is a required of minerals. For our body we require minerals, calcium carbonate, like there are many other which is required for us inside the body. Then also in the surface of earth there is so many things which is human made things, is it not? So these human made things all are created, extracted by the minerals, is it not? So by using the minerals we have created these important valuable things on the earth's surface. So minerals are useful for every activities. We have been using for every activity. So we will discuss one by one. First one, the jewelries, like the precious the minerals are used to make jewelry, is it not? Then metallic minerals are good conductor of heat and electricity. Is it not? So here you can see the copper is used from coins to pipe. From coin to pipe, because the copper is used from coin to pipe. So earlier in the ancient period, the people they were earlier they were not using a coin. Means they didn't discover about a coin. They didn't have idea of using a coin in extracting the commodities. Suppose they want 1 kg ulagadi. Earlier they used to give a 1 kg of rice instead of getting instead of giving a money at that time. They were exchanging their commodities. We discussed about this in this class, is it not? It's called as barter system. They were exchanging the commodities. To get a 1 kg of ulagadi which they don't have, they used to give 1 kg of rice to them which they needed in the rice, suppose. Because they are exchanging commodities. Then afterwards, they started to get information about the coins. like iron coins, then the copper coin is introduced. From there, from the ancient period, we are making use of this mineral copper. From this coin, now recently means in this modern age, we are making use of this copper for the preparing or making a pipe, isn't it? Then minerals are using in many industries like in automobile industry, then in building industries, then in electrical industry, so we are mainly these minerals are like a raw materials for many industries. The aluminium, the silver and copper, and the iron ore and bauxite ore. These are all the important raw materials for many industries for the secondary activity. Then the silver. Silver is used as the raw material, not only the silver, the copper also used as raw material, iron ore and also bauxite also used as raw material for the many industries. And along with that, and we have minerals in food, what we eat, food we eat, and in the water we drink. So here unknowingly we are making use of minerals. We don't know. We don't exactly means directly we don't use the minerals, but it contains the food with what we eat. It has minerals. Water we drink, which we drink it as mineral. So indirectly we are making use of mineral. Our body requires particular minerals. So we are getting the minerals from the water and the food. These are direct uses from the minerals what we are getting. These indirect uses what we are getting from the minerals. Is that? Okay. Then the silicon. Silicon used in the automobile industry, and computer making. In the computer we are using this silicon, and also in the automobile we are making use of this silicon. It's a mineral. These are many uses we are getting uses from the minerals. Does that work? Make it fast. Is that over? Make it fast. So these are the uses what we are getting from the minerals. Now we will discuss about the conservation of minerals. So minerals, as we discussed in the beginning, minerals are not renewable resources. These all are non-renewable resources. Once if we consume the mineral resources, it takes a long geological period of time to get renew again. Isn't it? Petroleum, for example, if you consume that, means if you utilize the petroleum once, it will be gettable, and you need to wait for a long geological time to get that again. So it's a non-renewable resources, but human beings, we are using these minerals abundantly, indiscriminately, means equally we are making use of these minerals. It's leading towards the shortage, the lack of minerals. So if it goes the same, if we are following the same activity, if we are having the same activity of using these minerals abundantly, in the future you may not get these minerals. You may get a lack of shortage of these minerals in the future. So for that, to avoid all those things, to make these minerals available in the future generation, we should have some methods, some process to conserve these minerals. So about that we will discuss the conservation of minerals. Conservation of minerals. What do you mean by conservation? Conservation is nothing but protection, efficient use, is not, and preservation. Preservation of minerals is not. It's about conservation, protection, or the preservation. So why do we need to conserve this? Why do we need to preserve the minerals? Why do we want to preserve this? So because it's a non-renewable resources. So judicial use of minerals and conservation of minerals is required because it is a non-renewable resource. We need to conserve this resource. Why? Because it's a non-renewable resources. Once if we consume this resource, mineral, we will not get this mineral again. We need to wait for that to get again. Isn't it? You need to wait for that for a long geological time. It's not like air, it's not like water, it's not like a land, sunlight. If you consume the sunlight, you will get that again and again. The water will get that again and again. Like through the water cycle. And the air you will get again and again if you use them. But in the minerals, it's not like that. If you consume the minerals once, it will get over. You need to wait for a long geological time to get there. So, for that reason, we need to conserve this. We need to protect these minerals. So, how can we conserve these minerals? Where? So, when mining or quarrying or drilling activity happens, so that involves in the extracting of minerals, is not. There, while mining, they get the bunch of minerals, means suppose iron ore and bauxite ore, important minerals they will get from the beneath of earth. In the beneath of earth, they will get minerals. Suppose they got this room full of minerals, 5 ton kgs of minerals they got. In that, they make use of only half ton of minerals. In remaining, in among these all the 5 tons, 4 ton of minerals is a waste. 1 ton is only useful. Means suppose there the only 1 ton of minerals are having the value in the society, like for the gold, diamond, and the silver, copper, iron ore, bauxite. So these are only consist in that. So remaining all are waste. So instead of wasting all those things, we can make use that resource or minerals for many other things. And we have to reduce the wastage of minerals. What they will do in the mining activity, they extract 5 tons of minerals. 1 ton of minerals are used for creating jewelry or many other things. Remaining 4 tons, it's wasted. So this 4 ton will be dumped in some other areas, buried land or like a remote area. It will be dumped there. Then automatically that minerals will mix with this nature, and that start to ruin the nature. That start to make a problem to the nature. So because of that wastage in this mining activity, that prone to the pollution, that creates a pollution, environmental pollution. So by avoiding the wastage, we can reduce the pollution, isn't it? And also we can reduce the global warming. Then automatically, if you avoid this wastage, that shows the conservation of minerals. The wastage can be used for different other things, isn't it? Avoiding the wastage of minerals in mining activity reduces pollution and global warming. If you avoid the wastage of minerals, that directly can reduce the pollution of nature, and then that connected with this global warming. Pollution is one of the factors which leads to have global warming, is not? If you avoid the pollution, automatically that is related to this global warming. That means you are reducing the global warming. And another one, the method to conserve the mineral resource is recycle. Suppose we have one iron ore, there is some metal, iron or anything metal. So once that metal or some things, potentials are lost its shape, what we'll do, and we'll throw that into the dustbin, into the garbage. This is not, it will be wasted. So instead of throwing that or making it as a waste, we can give another shape to that. We can make reuse. It's not. We can reuse that. Suppose one utensils is broken. That. Suppose it has shape has gone. So we can prepare. We can make it a pot. It's not. We can create some decoration thing from that, and we can put in our house. So it will be attractive. Is it not? So instead of throwing it as a waste, it affects for the pollution. That prone to pollution, and that leads to global warming. Is it not? So to avoid all those things, so we should reduce the wastage. How it can be happen? By recycling the metal, like metallic minerals. The metallic minerals can be recycled. Is it not? Can be reused by by making some new different structures in that. By making new different things in that, is it not? So metallic minerals can be recycled and reused to avoid wastage. It's another great method or great activity to reduce the wastage of minerals by reusing and recycling the metallic minerals. Suppose something just got a different structure, like it has lost its shape. By making that to use in some other activity, we can reduce the wastage. And instead of throwing into that in the dustbin or any garbages, it's not. It's another one way. So these are the conservation of minerals. Now we discuss extraction of minerals, use of minerals, and conservation of minerals. So it's about the mineral concept, and we have one more concept. So one more big concept is of power resource. So next class we will start to discuss about the power resource. Is that okay?